Hey everyone, how you doing? Figured I would do a quick combat test here. I won't worry about overclocking. I'm in the Vanguard Warden, just using fixed loadout. I've slapped on an M6A. It's the only thing I have on the PTU. We're going to see how combat works in the new flight model, using fixed loadout against a CZ target here. So fixed should have a little bit of an aim assist now. He's gonna run into that, isn't he? Nope. Okay. A long time since I used fixed. And the flight model is still very... So this is the Warden. So basically the same as any of the other Vanguards. I'm definitely still finding it... What's the term I want to use? Not stable is probably the best term. You'll see as we'll go ahead and go to the other bounty now. It kinda... It's hard to describe the new flight model. I mean, again, they talk about, they want to know if it's predictable, if it's stable, if it is precise. I don't find it precise whatsoever. I find it rather sloppy, especially pretty much anything other than Drake. If you're using a Drake ship for... Oh, geez, that's all the way over there? Nah, let's find someone closer. If you're using any of the Drake ships for some reason, they're relatively smooth and precise in flying. Like the Buccaneer is in a very good place. Are they all going to be over there? Seriously? They changed the contracts around as well. Or am I dealing with a 30k? I only see the Pro Tem and I do not see the bounties I just picked up. So I'm only seeing that. So we might be dealing with a 30k, but we'll head over to this way. As you see, like, I'll stop my turn here, and she just kind of wobbles. Like, it doesn't feel like the ship is very precise. I mean, I'm not even moving. It should be pretty easy to get on that quantum marker, and yet it just kind of... I don't know what the exact term to use. It overshoots and undershoots, and it's not very precise. And again, they say it's because there's no longer linear acceleration on the thrusters, but it's more than that. You'll see when you all get to try it out in the game. It just feels sloppy. Everything feels sloppy. It doesn't feel like there's a weight to the ships, really. It just feels sloppy. Again, I'm hoping, because again, this is something they can tune. Oh, now it's going to show me where these other bounties are. Yeah, thanks for that, game. So again, the PTU is being very laggy, as you can see. So now I bet those bounties will show up. Yep, there they are. They're all behind us, and we're already on our way to the other one. Let's see how far. Let's sigh. I guess we're committed. We'll hang out and go do this. I could try to exit a quantum and spin around, but already on the way to Dillimer. So these are the initial bounty contracts you can pick up to kind of unlock player bounties on these servers. I just tried canceling quantum, it didn't work. So we'll just hang out here. So again, like I said, the Warden, and I'm finding this, the Freelancer is abysmal as well. The Freelancer feels like the Starfarer in flying. So definitely not an expected change I would have liked. Good, it did cancel, it just took a while. And we'll head to Magda. And overshot again.
Quantum travel initiated.
And we'll try to go for this one. So again, what I'm experiencing a lot is, again, the sloppiness in the thrusters and directional control. Kind of feels like what they did has really affected the stability of the craft that we're used to. Again, with the smaller ships, you can make it work. The Warden, Sentinel fly okay. They're not great, but they fly okay. You can stay on target. The Freelancer is especially the Max. I mean, don't even think about doing combat in the Max right now. It is pretty abysmal. And again, a lot of times lifting off with any of the Freelancers, the nose comes up way before the aft, and then you end up in a situation where it's hard to recover your stability when you're launching right now. So definitely, if you're using a Freelancer, be careful on takeoff, especially in those enclosed hangars. Alright, so we'll go after this next bounty. Should be a crime stat 2, probably be 2 ships maybe. And we'll get a good look at the fixed weapon combat and kind of the new targeting system. I haven't been pinning any targets. This literally that one little bounty we did at the start of the stream is the first combat I've done in the game so far since 3.10's hit.
Quantum travel complete.
Come on, cool down.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Alright, so we'll try this next one out. So far, the only thing I have bound is basically the target in front, nearest hostile target in front, and nearest hostile attacking you. Now that's a key point. It's no longer nearest hostile, it's just attacking you. So they have to actually be target locking you. So they got rid of the tried and true, target nearest hostile. So that's kind of annoying. Because that could be something a player could abuse. They can unlock you, and then they won't be the nearest hostile targeting you. Now where's the bad guys? Alright, they got a lock on me. Where are they?
Contact.
Mustang Delta. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Contact.
Alright, so at least we got 2 targets here. I'm only painting others a second. Where's Mustang Delta firing the rockets?
Weapon systems overheating.
So yeah, it's really easy to over and undershoot, and it makes fixed weapons really, really annoying to try to keep on target, as you can see here. And again, I might be able to adjust the settings a little bit to help with that. But for now, I'm just kind of using the stock loadout with... But I mean, look at that, it's just like wobbling around.
Weapon systems overheating.
He's standing still. Yet I'm still having a hard time hitting him. You can kind of see the little convergence help there. It's not a lot though. Look at that. Taking major damage now from a frickin' Delta.
Weapon systems overheating.
They've definitely slowed down combat, I'll give them that.
Weapon systems.
Alright, let's go after the next Delta. If I don't hit that asteroid. So it's still doable in combat. I really don't like the flight model. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, I guess. But I mean, there's a lot of this kind of sliding around. But although the Vanguard does better than the Freelancer. Freelancer's pretty atrocious. You kind of just have to plan when you're going to release your controls to stop your spin. Or if you're going to keep it going, you got to really counter spin correctly. It's real easy to end up where you're kind of bouncing all over the target. So again, that was just a quick little video of some combat. I guess I'll head over and do this other bounty now. But I'm probably going to go ahead and end this stream just because it's going to take forever to get there. So yeah, again, my thoughts are... I know why they did it, and like again, if you're using an Anvil Arrow or a Gladius or a Hornet, or even the Saber to a certain extent, you're not going to notice a lot of difference. It still feels pretty good, pretty responsive. In some ways, the Arrow actually feels a little bit better. Hey Bench, how you doing? I would not melt your Warden. It's still a very good ship, and again, I think it will become very powerful. Especially if you slap on a size 5 on the nose gun. It's still very powerful, and now you can, we're up to size 3 mass drivers apparently now. So you're going to see a kind of shift in which ships are most powerful. I imagine a Freelancer with 4 size 3 mass drivers will definitely pack one hell of a punch. But again, with the current flight model, that's if you can hit the target. So at least that's going to be 4 through size 3 Gibble assists. The Saber, on the other hand, would have to run fixed. Kind of rambling here. Having a hard time with the current flight model and kind of how I feel about it. There's times where it feels good, and then there's times where it just feels so atrocious I just want to log out and stop playing. Especially if I'm in a larger ship. Again, I understand large ships should have some weight and feel it, but they're too unstable. I can understand being slow, requiring some thinking ahead to slow down or make a turn, or to be able to stop, above a landing pad. I understand that, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with when I have a military exploration ship that's designed to, enemy insertion territory, to observe, get away, to do exploration of potential landing sites where they're landing on planets and moons. I'm not okay with it being dangerous prospect just to take off or just to land because the ship might become unstable at low speeds or in the wind. Or that's what I have my issues with right now with the current flight model. So definitely some things that need to be looked at, I feel, especially on the Carrack. The Starfarer, it's kind of been the red-headed stepchild for years now. I'm not sure what their full plans are. I don't know if they know what their full plans are with the Starfarer. The 890 jump was actually not that bad. I got to fly it a little bit last night, and the Hammerhead was okay. But the Carrack is kind of the standout of just complete, from patch to patch, it's gone from one of the best flying ships to the worst flying, or at least one of the worst flying. So it's kind of a very drastic change. And when I say worst flying, again, I mean uncontrollable at times. So those are the kind of the outlier scenarios that I really want them to address. And then Benji's here saying he got the Warden for kind of long distance. I would stick with the Warden for long distance if you're looking for a long fighter. Yeah, the Avenger has the EMP as well, which is great. The Warlock is probably what you're referring to. But again, the Warden is meant to be a long-distance fighter, and it's supposed to be a heavy fighter, so pack a large amount of firepower and really have that staying power to keep with targets and to intercept larger ships. But again, right now it's not in a strong place. We'll have to see where it ends up in the future. So we'll go do this last bounty for anyone still in the stream. If I can select it as a destination, that is. Here we go. There we go. Let's see if it sends me into the asteroid. 5-1 says it does.
Auto travel initiated.
Yep, I'm inside the asteroid. Good news is you can usually fly out and stay in one piece. Alright. Now that we're out, we'll look for enemy. Or are we still in the asteroid? I think we're still in the asteroid. So I'll boost out of this thing. That's probably the best way out. Engines overheating. So I think systems definitely seem to overheat faster now. Alright, we're out. Now let's find our target. Actually, I heard someone, I'm going to test something. I heard somebody say when you overheat your engines, the ships lose stability in space. So let's see. Here we're overheating. Yeah, it's not that bad. At least not in the Warden. But again, where's our enemy target? Here, baddie baddie. Might be another broken mission. Yeah, we're gonna have to call this a broken mission. Fun times. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there. So we'll just have to call this a blown experience. But again, flight model for the Warden. It's doable, it's flyable. Fixed weapons are still... If the flight model was there, I think fixed weapons would be a lot better. But the flight model is still, like I said, it's a little unstable. Maybe once we get used to it, maybe adjusting some of these bindings and your controls, maybe getting these curves right will help. But I'm not going to mess with a lot of these right now because it's on PTU. So we'll see what it comes out with once the hook goes live, and then definitely we'll all be forced to mess with it because if you want to keep playing the game, you got to adapt and overcome, as they say. I hope you all enjoyed the short stream. It's kind of a last-minute decision to play this and just be a goofball. So, in the time-honored tradition of the easiest way to get back to Lorville, cue the self-destruct. It's a pretty ship. Now why is the self-destruct not gone off? Come on. There we go. Alright, everyone.